Hi everyone, Andragon with you. So today I'd like to make a short video about Guild War with HTTitans. So this guild, probably you saw it in my previous videos. We were together in silver for some time, but then they managed to collect a nice amount of heroes and titans and moved their way into gold. So now they are fourth at gold and we are third at silver. That's why we have an extra fight today. It's Saturday now. And you see that we managed to do more than usual. But anyway, they are very powerful and you see that only one mistake or just problem which they faced, that was Alex, all other champions were removed. That's why they have also a nice planning. So let me just introduce you their teams, show the difference in our powers and a nice strategy they used against us. So first of all, you see that if you check their stats, then their heroes are kind of powerful. Also, they play mages. I really have many trouble fights with mages, especially with Kane, with Aurora, right? So also a huge Titan stack with all-star totem, which I fought today. And if you just check what they have here, then you see that they focused on teams which are generally effective. So that's actually what I would like to use. And they are not really afraid of some specific characters, except I guess Isaac, because Isaac counters mages. So you see that that's an impressive power for our silver guild. At gold they feel okay now, and that's what they did for the fight. I would like to highlight a strange situation. So we have Tibor. Usually I fought against him. He has strong titans, I remember that. But this time they did not deploy Tibor's titans. Why? Probably because he, if I remember correctly, he plays either water or fire, probably water. And we have some options to fight water with our titans, but still we have some trouble with earth. And you see that they tried to collect teams with multiple earths, they tried to collect teams with multiple Hellios. So actually they remember some fights with us. We had some fights in silver long before, but they understood my strategy and probably that's why they made the right decision. So, and now let me show you what we can do with them. So first of all, we tried to capture the bridge. Obviously, I wouldn't like to just get stuck here and finish Guild War as it was before, just here, because not enough points. I wanted something more. But to do this, we needed to go through three huge champions. So Rayn with All-Star Totem, Manuela with Water Team, and you see that actually she was ready to fight Earth. That's a team which is not afraid of Earth. I would say this team is mainly against water. That's why it was a very painful, I would say, experience to fight Rayn, because I play water. And also we have Earth. So to remove Earth from this bridge, we could use multiple attacks, just suicidal, to go one by one, because no healing is presented here. So one of the strategy we could use is just to get multiple attacks here. But instead we tried to fight our own Earth, and that worked much faster. So if you fight Earth, then probably a good decision will be either to get fire, if you have fire teams. Another option, if you don't, then you can play another Earth. And the third option, if you are forced to play water, then just pick the fire tank and let him shelter you as an option. Or at least play as Manuela, so play a Raji to boost the speed to burn the opponent. Then my plan was to go into the Gates of the Nature, and as an option B, I tried Bastion of Ice. So to get Gates of Nature, we also faced three elements. That's not just one, so we had to plan our attacks carefully. And here I had several options for fire. So I could attack fire with water. That was an obvious decision. I could attack fire with another fire, but I didn't like this idea because we have many Earth teams. And obviously about Earth, potentially we can try to shelter with the totem, but that's usually not the best idea to do. So we needed some kind of water or earth here, we needed some kind of earth or fire here, and water obviously for the first location. But also we tried to get Bastion of Ice, and you see that we have two more teams with earth. That's why I needed to invent something to get rid of these teams and to collect Bastion of Ice as well. So probably it's a logical decision to send earth here, and here I sent fire. Just to reduce the power, just to deal some damage, probably remove the totem if possible. And after fire you can send whatever you have, just to finish this location. That was my plan. When I noticed that, okay, we can obviously get gates and bastion, I went through other locations which were possible for my champions just to collect more points. So at Spring of Elements you see another team of Earth. Why I chose this team? Because the power of this team is the lowest one here, and also because I can attack it with just everything. So we have only Hyperion healing, right? That's why I can do some stuff and finish this location. So what about heroes? I mostly during this war tried to remove Titans because we often fight with heroes but rarely fight of my generals, I mean, with Titans. So one of the decisions was to get Citadel and the location of Hurricane, which has strong Yasmine. You see that here Yasmine probably is the champion who needs to remove the entire enemy team. And obviously to remove Yasmine you need to play healers. So we just needed to pick a team which used healers. Also I tried to get Johnny, some points from Johnny, it was Kark versus Kark, but my Kark champion had just less power, seriously less power than this one, so I just needed some points from here. We also waiting for Celine, but maybe she has a holiday, so why not? Actually, that's the last champion which remains. Maybe she gets some more points. Okay, so what about other locations? Here I noticed that this location is not super protected. Manuela placed like super protective stack, so Rufus protects from magic, then Andvari protects from physical damage and pure damage, and logically this team looks solid. Obviously an option to remove teams from our guild would be to play Yasmine, that's why she plays healers here. So theoretically that works. Practically I just needed to place an Undead here, and that's it. So check this out, we have Undead team, Rufus cannot resurrect, Celeste deals a lot of mini hits which results into burning from the totem of Corvus. Same about healers. So probably two characters get burned by the totem and we just need to go with our damage through these defenses. Another thing was tougher, so we have triple healing I would say. We also have Jorgen to slow down the progress. That's why I had to place a serious champion here so that he could finish this team in time. About barracks. So about barracks I have some trouble. I didn't just know what exactly I should do, but in general we found the solution. So the first team obviously plays a nice mages, and as a result we can try to use something that counters them, for example Isaac, or we just can place a team which has better stats and does not rely on just Yasmine, right? So another team which is vulnerable against Undead. Why? I told you many times before. So Celeste, then Maya, and then healers, they all get burned by Corvus really often, unless they have just hundreds of thousands of health. That's why Undead would be logical here, and to remove Stalker Elf, we used Kark Pack. So Kark Pack, you see that not much healing here, only Nebula can help, and still we can't use Yasmine. So what's the decision? I can use Kark, why not? So that's how we fought with them. You see that HTTitans made a great work. They even tried to counter our elements. That's why I was forced to invent something against Earth stacks. They placed many Earth stacks around, and we had to invent something. So that's how the fight went. Let me show you just several fights to share my experience, how it went, and maybe they will help you to find the right solutions for your problems in practice. Okay, so let me go to the log. See that we actually played kind of nice this week. And let me show you the fights which were most hardest. So first fight is Alex versus Earth. So it's Earth versus Earth. My champion was weaker. Obviously, Araji is one of the most effective characters to deal with Earth. I know that Alex had problems, but that was his own decision, and actually that worked. So if not him, then who? Probably I would have to fight. So that's how the fight went. He tries to get some stuff on the road of Araji, but still the totem was not enough because the enemy is really solid. But from the second attempt he made it. So I think that not to use too much time, I'll just show you the stats. I'll show you the main fights where we had a weaker champion. So here you see that I was forced to fight with Rayn. Obviously his defenses work because he's the defender, and I only needed to rely on Eden. My Eden is not weak, yes, but much weaker than my opponent's Eden, as well as my totem. So here I tried to use the multiple percentage trick, and that actually worked. So I tried to deal as much damage as possible with my totem. You will see that actually that was helpful. So I didn't activate it immediately. Instead, I tried to wait before the enemy Sigurd gets out of his shield or out of time. And also I tried to stop enemy Hyperion from out, but that was wrong timing anyway. So here you see that no more shield. My totem at the high percentage is effective. I start going through the defenses, and you see that health is reduced kind of fast. Also, we managed to get enough damage, but the totem is still here, so he can still heal. You see that really fast healing from my opponent, because all-star totem is not a joke. And that's why I needed to finish him somehow. And the second fight was just as hard. Our opponent is charged, so I didn't use any tricks. I just tried to survive with everything I had. And you see that we managed to remove the front line. And if you remove Titans so that the enemy has only 2 Titans of the element, then obviously you can finish him later, because no more totem is available. That's exactly what I planned, and that's exactly how it worked. So then we had the fight with Manuela. Again, we were forced to use water. You see that this time it was like 1 star difference, and also Araji is not effective against this team in general except Eden. That's why my ally made it, and actually he managed to remove Manuela in good enough so that another champion, Tator, could finish her. Okay, so let me just real quick show you the fight. The difference in power is not in our favor, obviously, and that's his kind of pack, which is effective in general, because he can fight with every single element. Yes, the totem is activated not as often, but we don't know which element will attack, so probably he decided to collect all the Super Titans. And this situation is easy to finish with other champions. So after our fights, we used Tator's attacks. He has a nice Earth team, and removed the bridge. Here we go, the bridge is ours. So the next decision was just to fight somewhere, and another fight which was not in our favor, so it's just water against Earth. Yes, I know it looks crazy, but we have a better totem, first of all, and also we have Araji in this team. So this was almost exactly what worked, and let me show you just real quick how the fight went. So obviously Sigurd has problems with Earth, but he has immunity, so that can help us for some time. No super special tactics here, just removing the front line and as a result he managed to go through, he managed to deal enough damage, and almost won the fight. Almost, because the totem is here and he just killed himself into the totem. Probably that was out of fight. Okay, so what about others? If you want to fight with Manshara, then probably I did the same, so we have worse totem, we have worse stats, but if Vladimir does 2 attacks, then he managed to remove his opponent. The idea is pretty same, so just get a stack which is effective against water. So for his case that was water plus earth. Then we went for my another player, so he plays earth. I noticed that Vladimir did his job perfectly. That's why I did not need to help him. That's why I picked another target, and you see that it worked. So this time effective, everything is effective. So yes, the opponent has better totem, but it's earth against water, and that works. Okay, so I'll just show you the stats. Then we have another scene. So Dmitry also, as Vladimir probably, he often fights with heroes. So now I wanted him to help me with earth, because we didn't have many earth stacks, we didn't have many fire stacks. That's why I sent my general just to train, and you see that he had a worse totem and worse stats, but still, because fire versus earth is effective, he managed to deal enough damage so that my other champions could finish this. So let me show it real quick, and you see that a nice stun at start. So he tries his best to remove at least the enemy tank, and still that was not enough for start of the game. Painful thing for the fire titans, but I guess he just tried to do as fast as possible damage. So he didn't focus on kind of survival, instead he tried to finish. Okay, so that was his first fight, and the second fight was kind of alike. So he just started a hybrid team. Again, it's almost out of fight. The amount of points is less, but the tank is no more, so the totem is not available anymore. And then I just finish them with my other champions. So here I'll show you that obviously my general Highlander with a weaker totem, but with a good team, so it's a counter element, can beat a kind of powerful opponent with Titans. So that was a right decision. You see that his Titan power is 100,000 less, but nevertheless he has the counter element, so fire is not effective, and as a result we can win this. Meanwhile, the totem deals a lot of damage, and that kind of makes him slower. Still, he is able to survive with his totem, which is really great. Okay, and another attack from Highlander was into Manshara, that's the stack I told you about. So just removal of everything with Rayn, I would say. And then we had some challenges. So what to do next? Probably we did almost everything I wanted. And now we just needed several more stacks to be removed. So that's how Highlander fought with Manshara. Actually nothing special, it's just huge removal. Then we have Dragon. So Dragon wanted to do something, and I assigned him a champion which is almost 200,000 more powerful than he. But I told you already that actually Keira is a nice damage dealer. Rufus is effective against Hellios, against Celeste, and against Rufus we have Morrigan. So I liked the team choice so that he could remove a stronger champion, and as a result get a valuable victory for our guild. So let me show you the fight, how it went. I'm interested as well. So when the Corvus throws the totem, you see that Hellios starts dying really quickly. Same about the Dark Ground of Celeste. So when she uses Dark Ground during his healing, then damage is here. As a result, damage goes into Celeste. And many times I just died into Corvus teams because of this ability. So my heroes deal damage with little portions, but often. As a result, the totem bumps back and they're dead. So exactly what I told you. So no more Celeste, no more healers, nobody can heal, and that's it. So Dragon did a perfect job at Mage Academy. Then I had Lord of Cats to help me finish. You see that that's kind of a huge difference in power, but my idea was just to harm the opponent and try to win something. And even though he just failed, but he did enough damage and other characters could finish after him. So here we have a Pierre versus Hulk and Luke fight. Obviously we have Water versus Earth. You would say that's crazy, but he just needed to finish, that's why that's okay. Then we have Lobia, who helped to clear 2 locations at the front line, so together Lobia and Lord of Cats made a huge impact to finish locations. Another fight of Dragon, this time he had to play against Orion, Hellios, Celeste, and my Albus. We're into Maya, right? So what happened here? Actually, same. I already told you about Corvus' effectiveness, and you will see that he is also very effective against Maya, even if your Maya is slightly stronger than Corvus. So again, the totem is here. Maya tries to deal periodic damage, gets silenced with Isaac, which is pretty effective. Then probably she will get silenced with Keira. And yes, they are all dead. Very fast fight and very effective. Then I just tried to get some points, so Pierre attacked Spring of Elements. That was not logical, you see, but we didn't have just much options, right? So not many options available, that's why I was forced to do this, and still he used his Raji, and he managed to deal enough damage. After him, Termit finished at Spring of Elements, and after that I just wanted some more fights. So Max played a fight where he was in minority, but again his card pack punishes for weak heroes. So let me show you the stats. He has strong card, and I remember, because I often lose to card packs, that if you have a strong card, then he will punish your weak heroes. If you have weak heroes, obviously. Okay, so let me show you the fight of Max and Termit, because I think that should be recorded into history. That's how the fight goes. So I like this team in general. What about Kark? He can lifesteal. So when he deals damage, if you did not finish Kark, then he can lifesteal straight into your units. And also, opponent doesn't have anything against Jorgen, that's why also we have Jorgen impact here. Funny that Red Nebula was a weak character, but I just planned to remove Orion. That would make things much easier. And he did more than I expected, so I just expected him to remove several characters. Instead, he removed the entire team. Great work, Max. Then we have Termit. So Termit also played against a team which is 140,000 stronger, but obviously this team was based on Yasmine. And if you remove Yasmine, then you are dead. Okay, so let's check the fight, how it went. I just want to highlight that if you make the right decisions, then you can win units which are stronger than you are. So if you see Yasmine, then probably use healers, use Corvus, right? So you have several options, or just use mages. So this time Yasmine is already dead, with a resurrection from Asteros, but soon she is dead again. And now nobody can stop the Yasmine except Celeste, but I guess Celeste is not too strong here. Yeah. So that's the fight of Termit, and he managed to get some points at Citadel, even win the stronger opponent. I was not sure if he can go through Celeste, but he managed to do it. And the last fight was just go get some points. You see that we have a very strong Rayn here. I knew he will probably lose, but I just wanted him to do something, and he did something. So let's do this, let's check the fights. So he really tried his best, but we see that Dorian's healing around, and he can't go through these defenses. So that's how we attacked. Then again, in defenses, you see that they tried to just complete everything with characters who are effective. You see that Claudio with super team removed my own team. Then we have Manuela, that was again water versus water, but her totem is much better than ours. That's why, and also about Titans. So she just managed to remove because huge difference. Rahul plays Earth, so that was Earth against water. And then we have just cleaning everything. So you see the difference in power allowed them to remove us kind of fast. Obviously they tried to play carefully, and I like their decision making. So if they need to fight a team which is strong, although it's just not super team, they tried their best and used mages against Corvus, so only Celeste is vulnerable to Corvus here. They also managed to remove our top teams, for example, my own team, Coolhand Luke worked with me well, so he has slightly less power but a very effective team. So a super Keira with Albus, Hellios. Yes, I'm curious how it happened, but probably just Keira defeated everything. Because I removed my own Celeste so I could not heal properly, Isaac is not really effective. He is effective only against Hellios and Celeste. And let me check this fight. I'm really interested how it went. Because looks like my opponent has something to show me. So why not learn? So obviously I tried to collect a team which can fight with both mages and physical damage dealers. You see that even super strong Yasmine can be burned with a relatively low healers. The reason for that is because the crit hit chance is super high. So my stats of crit hit, even though I did not develop it seriously, is still too high for a low intelligence healers. And as a result, I ult many times and I get burnt with even low healers. And then just Keira finishes my entire team. That's exactly the plan, so without Yasmine I'm too slow, not many mages to charge Isaac, and I'm done. And then we also have several things how we got Cool Hand Luke against Dirty Dudes, and I would like to highlight that this time this player collected another team, so he usually plays a blender team. That's a very painful blender, and my character my hero could do nothing against this blender. So Cool Hand Luke managed to remove two of our best hero stacks, and he did it intelligently. That's what I appreciate here. Another thing is Rowdy D versus Highlander. So Rowdy D also can be a hero. You see that he plays a huge Corvus Isaac team. This team is very painful because we have a well-developed Isaac against mages, Corvus against Yasmine, Chinmao, Celeste, and many other heroes. Here it was Hellios who probably suffered from Corvus. And also, he had less power, but he had a great team, and this team is effective. So let's check how Rowdy D defeated our general Highlander. Probably that was Isaac mostly, because we have Isaac against mages. Also, remember that Hellios is vulnerable to Corvus in general. And yes, that's how he did it. So what else can I show you? Probably I would like to show you the fight with our another general, Dmitry. So this time he fought against Roan. Roan plays mages, and that's a strong magic team with Jorgen. I really don't like playing against mages because my characters are vulnerable against mages. And you see that same thing actually happened here. So we don't have anything to protect from mages at Dmitry's team. So I played Isaac because I knew they have several huge magic teams, and he just played his casual team. That's why mages just destroyed him. Okay, so that's how the fight went. I still have Celine to fight some time after, so maybe she gets us several more points. But I hope this fight gives you some info about how to counter different teams. I'm often asked about that. So please be attentive and check the fights which you are interested in. Sorry for a long video this time, but I wanted to record HTTitans in the history of my channel. So thanks for watching and see you in the next videos. Good luck to you.